I'm Alex Agasti. I'm a project coordinator for Building with Books, and I just got back from Bolivia, where we built our 25th schoolhouse in a little village called Amachuma. Now, during my 3 months there, I took lots of video, and we're here in the edit suite today, putting it all together for you. Now, what you're about to see are some of the most popular traditions in Bolivian culture, as seen through some of the biggest fiestas of the year. Take a look. It all starts with the music. Welcome to Carnival 1999, Amachuma style. Music and dance are just a few of the traditions that are so important to indigenous Bolivians. How the people of Amachuma celebrate their most popular festival says a lot about who they are. First, let's take a look at where we are. Amachuma is nestled in the Altiplano, a desert plain rising more than 12,000 feet above sea level. It's about a 4-hour drive southeast of the capital, La Paz. Amachuma is home to the Aymara, the biggest indigenous group in Bolivia. Now, the Aymara are tough. They are known as the only people to have survived the Incan Empire with their civilization and culture intact. The Altiplano is an arid plain with only occasional patches of green, so getting enough food from the land just to survive is not easy. But that hardship instills a work ethic that made the Amachumeños a perfect match for Building with Books when it came time to build a 5-room schoolhouse. The Feast of Carnival in mid-February preserves many of the Aymara's traditions, starting with the music. Villagers play a homemade instrument known as the tarca, producing a hypnotizing rhythm that sets the stage for the dancing. We asked the band director what's behind the music.
Siempre nosotros, como sus hijos de nuestros abuelos, mantenemos sus culturas de nuestro pueblo Bolivia.
Even the children try to honor their ancestors. True to Aymara tradition, these kids don't let a little tumble keep them from pressing on. Today is Tuesday, known in some quarters as Mardi Gras, but in the Altiplano it's Martes de Chaya, a day of offerings to the Pachamama, the Earth Mother. Elders gather around a small table at each house to offer her alcohol and coca leaves. They're thanking her for the past year's harvest and hoping she'll help them see even greater success in the coming year. Watch as this woman sprinkles some homemade alcohol on the 4 corners of the table and then drinks the rest. The same is done with coca leaves. Some are sprinkled on the table, the rest are chewed. The offering is taken from a special bag called a chuspa. The coca is meant for the Pachamama and for the Achachillas, the mountain spirits whom the Aymara believe are their ancestors.
La fiesta de hoy.
De nuestros abuelos.
Más o menos también este poncho se lleva de nuestro abuelo. Esto es de nuestro abuelo, de antepasado de nuestros abuelitos, que ha puesto este poncho, también ha puesto este acollas de coca, también ha puesto de este aguayo.
The indigenous people have used the coca plant for centuries, both as a medicine and as a food substitute when they're hungry.
La coca significa una cultura de nuestro propio. Nosotros acá la coca, bueno, respetamos a como una madre Pachamama. También la coca es una medicina milenaria, la coca. La coca puede servir de toda cosa, también de muchas cosas de medicina.
The Aymara are serious about their offerings because they believe that anyone who refuses to will suffer revenge from the Pachamama. Before too long, some elders have had more than enough to drink, but that doesn't stop the party. The fiesta moves from house to house until reaching the selected night spot, where it's time to eat. Several women collaborate to produce a rich feast featuring the local produce. For starters, there's a barley soup with potatoes, the favorite staple. Potatoes come in all shapes, sizes, and colors. Check out this freeze-dried variety. It's a side dish for the main attraction, lamb. Just watch out for the cook. Don't get too close to her with the camera. According to Aymara tradition, when you finish the roof of a building, you must have a special ceremony to bless it. That's what we did on this day in mid-April when we put the final touches on the roof of our schoolhouse. These men are called yatiris. They are the Aymara witch doctors or natural healers, and they perform the religious ceremonies. Here you see Silverio putting coca leaves into the ground in front of the school, while Juan sprinkles alcohol on the building. These are meant as offerings to the Pachamama. When the yatiris are done, it's everyone's turn. Villagers take turns offering and consuming coca leaves, alcohol, and cigarettes. Now, I'm not much of a coca chewer, but even I joined in. That's me with the black cap on, in case you couldn't tell. Now, on May 3rd, Amachuma celebrates its birthday with one of the most popular dances in Bolivia. It's called La Morenada. It represents the suffering of African slaves who were brought to Bolivia by the Spaniards to work in the silver mines. Now, what's interesting about the Morenada is that you actually suffer while dancing. I know because I got a chance to take part. The costume weighs 75 pounds, it's made of solid wood, and there's no padding, so it digs into your shoulders as you dance around the main square. But it's easy to ignore the pain when you're caught up in the music and the cheers of the Amachumeños. But the celebration wasn't over yet. Just days after dancing La Morenada, we inaugurated the 5-room schoolhouse. It was a special day for the Amachumeños as they saw the fruit of all their hard work. But it was also a very special day for me. I received my own poncho, chuspa, and wool hat, making me an official citizen of Amachuma. But that wasn't the biggest honor. I found out at the beginning of the inauguration that they decided to name the school after me, Unidad Educativa Alexander Agosti. But this day wasn't about me. It was about the kids who now have a brand new schoolhouse. They had good reason to celebrate, too. This skit doesn't need any interpretation. Nearly 140 kids now have a place to study in Amachuma. They can thank their parents, they can thank Building with Books, but they can also thank the students at Building with Books high schools in the U.S. for helping raise the money for the project. That's why we say that from around the corner to around the world, kids reach out to help others.